take them all out for the deep bounce off the bottom. That's a deep sneak out. This is what happened to the Bulls when they got that exuberant. I can't even keep up with this kid's talk. All right, we're in bear market. We told you people not to get involved in that. Whoa, look at that.
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio. Here on a beautiful Thursday night, March the 15th, 2012. I am your host, STT. Join me on tonight's program. I have Stock Sumo.
He does that to you all the time. That's awesome.
2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row.
Damn double mute. I think I'm like, all set up, ready to go. I say my intro. Hey, what's going on? And then I'm like getting comments from you guys. But I'm here. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Well, it's 2 nights in a row now. You don't think we should comment on it a little bit?
No, I mean, whatever. I just try to keep the feedback out, and I like to keep muted, and it's tough. I mute the headset, and sometimes I forget. I got so many things going on with all these screens and this and that, and it's all good, though. And meanwhile, I feel like I got to compensate tonight because we don't have QT Cal, and I just got done doing some manscaping, and I got butchered up, and I feel like a drag queen. I'm really not myself tonight because I lost my eyebrows. I mean, here we were the other night. Do me a favor, guys. You're gonna have to mute yourself because this story is pretty hilarious. The other night we're talking about me and my manscaping, how I have these incredibly thick eyebrows, and I got my hair cut tonight. I figured I'll go get my eyebrows trimmed up a little bit, get them waxed. Well, I forgot to specify to keep them thick because, unfortunately, you go to these places. I went to this Asian place, by the way. They do the nails and the manicures and the pedicures and whatever else. And I went there, and I always tell the lady, please keep them thick because I have incredibly thick eyebrows. Okay, like they're just picture like bushes, like. So when I get them trimmed up, I want to make sure that they don't go too thin because then it's like it's overdone and it just doesn't look right. Well, today, unfortunately, I didn't specify that, and you're dealing with these. They don't even really speak good English, but I trust them with my eyebrows in their hands. And now I feel like my freaking grandmother. I feel like I got eyebrows painted on and they're paper thin.
Quote of the night, they don't even speak good English.
Wow.
So, here you go.
3 minutes into the show, and we got the quote of the night already. They don't even
trust them with my eyebrows.
Oh, man. Tell you what. But it's all good, though, because my facial hair grows back so quick, it'll be, I'll in another couple of weeks, I'll look like Eddie Munster again with eyebrows that you need a hedge trimmer to clip.
I'm watching the show ratings just plummet.
Ching, 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 out of here, out of here, out of here.
It's like I came to listen to stocks. Instead, I got Sumo's eyebrows. Oh, my. That's good stuff.
Oh, boy. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to put you through my story of the day, but that's what it is.
All right, let me try and move on with some good English. Also, joining us on the program tonight, hopefully without a long story to start off with, is Mr. Kopp.
Hey, what's going on, STT? And no, I'm good.
You're good? You sure?
I'm positive.
No No eyebrow story at all?
Nothing even remotely close to that.
Fantastic. Also joining us on the program tonight, we have Sifikia.
Aloha, STT. And Sumo, I thought your story was classic. Bushes.
Classic. It was classic. It's an original, I can tell you that much. All right. I can't even get going here on that one. God, it's killing me. All right. Last night we had a fabulous CEO interview. Tonight we're doing a stock spotlight. Doing tonight's stock spotlight is Mr. Kopp. Mr. Kopp, take it away, sir.
All right, thanks. We're doing ISIM. It's India Sierra India Mike, Insight Management Corp. Lots of places to go over this play. I think we played this probably, a year ago on that one pop before they did a reverse split last year. I'm sure most people probably already know that. I think it was a 1 for 1,000. And normally, I don't start off in a negative light on a stock. However, this is one where from a DD perspective, some looks good, some looks bad, some looks real bad. But the point is I'm going to start off with money flow, okay? Because I think it's a money play, not necessarily a fundamental play. Now, the difficulty with that is, okay, what's that mean? All right, if you're an investor and you're investing in this stock, then you need to do some DD because clearly there's some weird issues that have always been associated with this stock, and I'll show you what I mean when you do some references. Normally it's promoted. I'm not sure if it's being promoted now, but one hell of a move today to where, let me double check that, see what you guys got. All right, basically you had a move of up 43% on 36 million in volume, and it closed at 0.0053. So that's a pretty significant move, probably one of the better ones of the day, and had some huge range trading between the 4 and the 5.55 area. But so I'm going to go back in history a little bit. Last year they did a reverse split. They did some acquisitions and certain things like that, and I'll go through the filings and all that. But I want to go to DD Amanda first so I can kind of give you a little idea of what's actually happening here. Let's go with 2 on the February 13th time frame. Dollar volume coming in, you had 219,000 on 9 million shares. Okay. Now the big thing to understand about this is where it was trading was in the 3 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent area. Okay, so that's a huge amount of volume for that area. It started to slow decline over time. Following day, 21 grand. Following day, 49 grand. Following day, 27 grand. Where it went to now it enters into the doubles, 0.0091. Then it just continues to slide. Low of the day being, or I'm going to just go with the close of those days, okay? On the 23rd, 62 grand, 0.0045. Another 28 grand, another 21 grand, then 39 grand, 0.0028. Just complete driven down, which is absolutely amazing of how that piece happened. Now here's where the tricky part comes in. On the 3rd, or actually it would be March 2nd, 400 grand comes running into the stock. All right, big push up 97%. Range of the day is 0.0029 to 0.0075. I mean, that's just absolutely huge with 77 million in volume. Never seen before volume that in this stock in its history. So clearly there's more shares that have came into the system in some shape or form. And I'm going to kind of show you exactly what you're seeing there. And then, of course, you get 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand. Then yesterday was only 17 grand on 5 million, and then at a range of 0.0033 to 0.0037, up 12%. Then all of a sudden you get your pop today with some volume. Now I don't know how much of that is actually wash trading, and it may not be. It could be pure volume. I'm not sure the newsletters it's actually if they're even on this, but you're seeing some drastic moves from a tank, which normally means the debenture became clear, so the free trading clear shares came clear, and I'll kind of show you pieces of what you're looking for with that. All right, so we're going to jump right from that. So money play wise is what's happening here. All right, so I'm going to jump to otcmarkets.com. All right, company info. Let's just jump there real quick. All right, you guys know how we like doing that. Okay, contact information, 408 West 57th Street, Suite 8, Echo, New York, of course. And they got the website, which is insightmanagementcorp.com, and the phone number 866-787-3588. And they got an IR contact. And, business description, Insight Management Corp is a growing provider of sustainable solutions, including solar panel technology, wind turbine systems, wholesale plant distribution, and eco-friendly prefabricated homes and workspaces. The company acquires environmentally focused businesses with innovative offering, substantial revenues, established customers, and proven management teams. Insight Management creates synergistic alliances, provides access to capital markets, and capitalizes on the expertise of its subsidiaries. All right, so that's what they do. All right, you go to the share structure. Shares outstanding, 217,686,000 as of September 30th, 2011. Authorized shares is 3 billion as of February 13th, 2012. Okay? Now, this is the weird part about this, all right? Normally, what I'll do is I want you to jump to let's jump to the board, Insight Management Corp, all right? And realize from a money perspective, money can be made here, all right? So I'm not even going to tell you, what to do with it or anything like that. I'm just going to lay the facts out for you for what they are. All right, so a common, I'm not going to call it a trick, a common thing to do is to update the outstanding shares with the same date, right? Very, very common. And what I do, I have like 5 steps when I'm looking to investigate a stock. And what I'll do is in the searchability of Investors Hub gives you some amazing power. All right, so what I want you to do is go to Insight Management Corp, right there on the search bar. Just type in the word outstanding. Okay, once you have that, I'll give you a quick second to do that, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. All right, now once you do that, all right, you'll see all the posts that are associated with what happened. All right, now the very first one, of course, is exactly the information I just gave you. And then you're going to see insiders own 75% of the outstanding. That may be very, very, very true. I don't know, not yet. And looks like one of the reasons. Now, when you go to the, I'm going to go to a couple of them, and you select whichever ones you want. When I'll look for the ones with compensated posts, okay, because they're going to give you the data that's always accurate at the time that they posted. Believe it or not, they try to stay very, very clean with that. All right, now if you notice on post, I'm going to go with post 3547. All right, shares outstanding is 154,162,176. But that's not the point. Look at the date, September 30th, 2011. Same date, right? I can go further back and I can see it lower than that with the same date. Now, let's go to the next one that I'll jump to. All right. Okay. ISM share structure. Now, if you go to post 3387, right, which is another compensated awareness post, and believe me, I love promoters, so there's nothing negative about it. It's just that the trail is always a very active and accurate item. It just is, from my experience. Now, if you go to post 3387, the outstanding share structure was 610 million, restricted held by management was 432 million, and public float was 178 million. Now, so you have to ask yourself, if from September 11th till now, and you're looking at the chart, you're seeing a complete dive to it. Let's just say the share structure is unknown and completely inaccurate. Can we just accept that? I think that's probably the best thing that we're going to do. Mainly because if you go through on the September 30th, you'll see four different numbers, and it's always growing. Now, I'm not a big fan of that because it shows complete. What's the word I'm actually looking here for? It's shady. That's the word I'm looking for, okay? Meaning, nobody's tracking the stock to the nth degree to where they're watching it all the time. So, of course, you're not going to think, unless you're like a very long person in the stock, you're not going to think anything about that outstanding share always being the same date, right? Now, when you go to it a little further and you dig into it, and I'm not bashing the stock. I'm just telling you guys what the facts are from what I believe them to be from my DD. Now, what's interesting is they used to be a reporting company, right? All right, so basically what you end up having is you had a big promotion, shares increasing, no doubt about that. And when I go through the financials a little bit, you'll have rollover debentures that were actually coming to free trading shares. The ISM back, I believe it was not too long ago, volunteered to stop reporting the SEC. Okay, never a good sign. It just isn't. It's one of those things where you're going dark. So one of the very few things that you have is the financials that are going to be your telltale sign of which direction they're going and how things like that are happening. So basically, two things could have happened. They volunteered to go, and I believe they were late on their financials, I'm sure, which inevitably they were demoted to the pink sheets, or because you're no longer reporting. That's kind of how that works, and it just happens. So when you look back, and if I remember over time, there were certain times where you were late in the quarterlies and filings and all that, and I'm not a big fan of that whole thing anyway. I think a lot of the financials don't actually represent what is real anyhow, but that's just my opinion. So you break down into back to otcmarkets.com. All right. So I gave you the company information, and we'll jump to the website in a minute. Okay. Then you click on news, right? Insight Management, and the one they have up there that's hold on one second, is February 14th, 2012. And this is where the Insight Management, provider of sustainable solutions, including solar and wind energy systems and eco-friendly prefabricated homes, basically wholly owned subsidiary Simpson Brothers Greenhouse LLC, is increasing sales and expanding market share within the thriving niche industry it serves. Simpson Brothers Greenhouse is one of Michigan's largest wholesale growers and distributors of hundreds of varieties of annual perennial trees, shrubs, and plants. The Insight Management subsidiary operates with a focus on sustainability and its production methods, business operations, and product selection. And it goes forth and talks about the different things near Ovid, Michigan, and the management, Another Perfect Way. And Kevin Jasper, the CEO of Insight Corp., commented, David Simpson and I have been sharing ideas on a daily basis and to discuss all the exciting news possibilities for the future growth of our partnership. All right. Not exactly sure what that's all about. However, the bottom line is it's kind of it's in the environmental air pollution control, utilities area. So that's a big thing to just understand where they're focusing. All right, so jump to financials. All right, so as we jump to financials, all right, hold on one second. Okay, so as you jump to the financials, I'm going to give you the December 8th, 2011 supplemental information. All right, now what this is, Insight, it's on Insight Management Corp letterhead, and it's dated December 8th, 2011, where at this time, it's effective November 17th, 2011, David Kimmel resigned his position as a member of the board of directors of Insight Management Corp., the company. The board of directors appointed David Simpson, president and CEO of Simpson Brothers Greenhouse LLC, wholly owned subsidiary of Plant Acadia Growing Inc., to replace Mr. Kimmel until the next annual meeting of shareholders. Mr. Simpson and his brother founded Simpson Brothers Greenhouse LLC in 2006, which was acquired by Plant Acadia Growing Inc., a subsidiary of the company since November 2010. Kevin Jasper and Stephen Vallejos continue to make up the remainder of the board of directors. Mr. Jasper is the president, CEO, and secretary of the company. Mr. Vallejos serves as the vice president of the company. Okay, December 8th, basically giving you a heads up that that's what's going on there. All right, then you have the attorney level letter on November 29th, 2011. Now, essentially what this is it's basically the issue of the information to the OTC markets, right? Insight Management, Florida Corp., trading ISIM. And then basically it says, please be advised, this law firm, Saeed & Associates, LLP counsel, has been retained by Insight Management Corp., a Florida corporation, trading symbol ISIM, to provide the opinion letter to you in connection therein, the OTC markets, and so forth, where basically it says, we have reviewed and examined the information contained in the quarterly report for the prior period ending September 30th, 2011, and posted on November 17th, 2011. On or about November 17th, 2011, the information posted was considered adequate, current public information. We reviewed and examined the information contained in the initial company information disclosure, right, according to the rules and all that, received by OTC Markets on October 10th, 2011 for the 6-month period ending June 30th, 2011 and fiscal year ending December 31st, 2010. So it goes back and says the whole thing, non-audited, right? Where they're trying to become, give the legal opinion to where they can make the OTC markets as far as, their filings and everything like that. So bottom line, as of September 30th, 2011, the authorized capital of the company is 3 billion shares of common stock, par value 0.00014 per share, and 5 million preferred shares at 0.01. Okay, based on the transfer agent's records, as of September 30th, 2011, 160,593,843 common shares were issued, and 154 million and a little change of common shares were outstanding. Okay, so even the legal paperwork is saying something completely different than what they're trying to do with OTC markets, right? I mean, it clearly says that right in the, what it is. And this is why filings are so important when you're doing your DD, because most people bank on the fact that you're never going to look at them. I mean, that's just a fact of the way it is. In the OTC, a lot of things that actually happen are based off the MOMO and money buying volume. Now, I'm going to reiterate. This is, like I said in the very beginning, this is not a fundamental play. This is a money play, and I showed you, based off DD Amanda, the money flow that's actually coming to that. So many people that have been playing this stock have not been playing this for the fundamentals. Clearly, that's the case. And you can go back through and you can read the whole rest of it, of the outstanding issue, the different things, the 5% holders, and all that other type of stuff. All right, so now I want to jump to the quarterly report, November 17th, that the lawyer just sat there and talked about, that he said he verified and did an opinion letter. However, they were unaudited, which he stated. All right, so we're on November 17th, 2011 for the period ending September 30th, 2011. Right, it's on Insight Management letterhead, New York, quarterly report. Now here's basically it goes through all the items, so I'm just going to run down, get out of the table of contents. Okay, shares outstanding. As of September 30th, 2011, there are 3 billion shares of common shares authorized, 160 million shares issued, common shares issued, 154 million common shares outstanding. Now, here's the kicker. 5,713,135 common shares in the float. I will repeat that. 5,713,135 common shares in the float. Get it? Okay. Now, 5 million authorized preferred shares are designated preferred B, 0.01 par value and face value of $1. No voting rights, but preemptive rights and rights to dissolution and conversion rights to common stock at a 30% of the bid price of the date of conversion. Okay. Stock goes all the way down, right? And then you're able to convert at 30% of bid price of the date of conversion. Interesting. Okay, you're getting the dots connecting here, right? 3 authorized preferred shares are 3 authorized preferred shares are designated preferred A, 0.01, and a face value of $10. No preemptive rights or rights of conversion. Super voting rights equal to 151% of then outstanding issued shares. Right? I mean that's how you get the back door to being able to vote. All right. So basically it goes through, they have completed the company consolidated balance sheet of Insight Management of September 30th. Executive Support and Services Group is a business services firm consisting of attorneys, accountants, CPAs engaged in providing companies with accounting, tax, compliance, and management consulting with offices in Arizona and New York. The company accounting personnel are supervised by Andre M. De Parma, CPA, whose license is current in the state of New York. Well, thank you, Mr. Parma. A compilation is limited to the presenting in the form of financial statements information that is representation of management. We have not audited or reviewed the accompanied financial statements and accordingly do not express an opinion or any other form of assurance on them. Now, why would you say that? You're the guy that supposedly is writing and signing for the financials. Whatever. Okay, November 11th, 2011 is when he wrote that. All right, now let's go to the financials. 9 months ending September 30th, 2011, unaudited. Cash and cash equivalents is $30,000. Notes receivable from affiliates is $11,000. Accounts receivable $70,000. Inventory $63,000. Other current assets $1,000. Total current assets is $177,000. Okay, of which $30,000 is cash. Now the fixed assets, which is the property, equipment, net of depreciation, is $530,000. Okay, so let's, for the sake of argument, let's say it's $720,000. Now, goodwill. Goodwill is never a good thing. Goodwill and other intangible assets, net of depreciation, is in the amount of $2 million, right? So basically, you're sliding $2 million in goodwill, all right, to where it basically goodwill props up assets. That's kind of the concept. You don't really ever want very much goodwill, but in this they got it. It's okay. $2.7 million is what they actually have in total assets now. Now let's go to liabilities. Okay, your liabilities, accounts payable and accrued expenses are $1,118,000. Short-term notes payable, $473,000. Now the kicker. Convertible notes payable related party, $6,256,967. For a total current liabilities is $7.85 million, compared to, in reality, of not including property and not including goodwill, of approximately $250,000. Way, 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 way upside down. Okay, so long-term liabilities, notes payable related party, is another $1,350,000. So you see what you're seeing here, okay? Now, it goes through, talks about the different stuff as far as the shares. Same thing with the shares matching up that were supposedly at September 30th, 2011, that were on OTC, which at one time were exactly this. However, that has been adjusted slightly, but always with the same date. Very, very, very odd, to tell you the truth. Okay, so now you go to the 3 months, and it talks about the sales and services net of returns. Now, when you go to that is from the 3 months ending September 30th is 2011 is $64,000. Now, before that, for the 9 months ending September 30th, 2011, it was $468,000. So for those 9 months is exactly what it has. Cost of sales, of course, and then that drops down. The cost of expenses, and then by the time it was all said and done, for costs and expenses for the part that I want you to see is professional fees. Okay, so I am on page probably 5 of the financials. The 9 months ending September 30th, 2011, unaudited, tucked inside there is professional fees in the amount of $3,505,000. Professional fees, $3,505,000, right? Total costs and expenses, just in that previous 9 months, was $4 million. So interest, other income, and interest expense for the previous 9 months totaled $8 million. Interest expense, total costs and expenses for this 3 months of ended September 30, 2011, was $4,679,000. Huge, huge, absolutely huge numbers that we're actually talking here. So when you have a net income loss, right, which is always your bottom line when you want to go to it, because they have to report that, from the previous 9 months, the net income loss is $11,795,518. The net income loss from the last 3 months is or up till September 30th, remember, 5,240,234. Outrageous numbers. Okay? So now I want to bounce back, and the consolidated statement of changes in equity. Now, if you look at it and you go through the balance as of June 30th, 2011, and I know this is difficult if you're not listening, if you're not actually seeing what I'm talking about. So hopefully you're able to follow to a certain degree. Okay. The common stock, the balance as of June 30th, 2011, for the share piece of it at the amount of $10 was $38 million, right? Which dollar amount at that time was $5,334. Paid in capital was $10,310,000. Okay, so when you have a balance of September 30th, 2011, for the paid in capital, that balance is $15,426,806. Okay, so you get the gist of where I'm driving at, and I'm not going to keep going through all the different things as far as the upside down piece of this. Now, I'm sure someplace I'm going to dig in here and I'm going to find an acquisition. All right. So when you sit there and you look at it, you go back in 2009, 2010. There is on September 24th, 2010, the company acquired Simple Constructed Inc., a Wyoming corporation, for $5 million. The company issued the shareholder of the Simple Constructed a convertible promissory note with a beneficial conversion feature due April 1st, 2011, at an interest rate of 6% annum. Subject to conditions specified in the convertible note agreement, the outstanding principal amount and the accrued interest are automatically convertible to common shares of the company at the maturity date, limited to not more than 4.9% of then total issued and outstanding shares of the company, the number of which is equal to the product of principal amount at 30% of the average closing price of the 3 trading days preceding the conversion date. In return, the company acquired 100% of the issued and outstanding shares of Simply Constructed, including all rights to the currently pending patent application and the green energy lines of business, as well as September 30, 2010, the company has recorded an impairment loss of $5 million on the intangible asset acquired. So you bought it, you automatically got the loss, you have the assets, and then your conversion is another year later, right after the date of September 30th, and you're seeing what you're seeing right now. Now, all right, all that being said, okay, it is what it is, and then we can go further back into the financials, and you can really dig down and find some things. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back to the money. Okay, back to the money. We're on DD Demand. If you don't have that, you probably should. I think it costs like $50 a month, and it's probably the best tool that I've ever seen for stock trading, period, bar none. Okay, I want to kind of give you some volume pieces here, okay? The volume pieces that you actually had today, you had 36 million. Now, you had the spike up from, it held really nice at the 35, came up to the 47 area, sideways action for about 5 hours. Then you had the push up to the 5.7, 5.8 area. I believe it was high at 5.8, right? And lost a little bit of support, screams down to the 4.2 area, and immediately back up, right? And then you get a little bit of prop on the bid, and then it drives back down all the way down to the 44. Okay, so then right around 15:30, right before, probably like 3:10, right around there, maybe 3 o'clock, you're getting the drive back up again, all right, to where it gets up to the 55 and starts coming back down again, and then last bid 53. Now, if you go to the L2, right, I'm sure you guys keep your tape, because I want to show you kind of a piece of this, or what makes this all very, very clear. All right, as that's loading up, because I only got like 20 different things open here, I want you to see a couple of the things that are happening here. Okay, ASCM, market maker, right, has been very, very heavy on a lot of stocks over the course of the last few, I'd say last few months. And all of them are driving red, right? That would be my trigger market maker, right? If I'm seeing that guy, and I did not watch L2 today, so I'm not even going to go with that. But if I see him on the ask, on the low of the ask, then I'm done, okay? because I think what they're doing is they're allowing it to rise up. Now, on that drive down for that conversion, to be able to convert those shares, I don't think all those shares are coming into the market. I think what's happening is you're getting some of them to create cash flow, of course, and the big bulk of them are being held back, right? Then you drive the stock up, you get it up where it needs to be, and then you slowly filter them out. That's very common. I don't know if that's what they're doing. However, if I had that much money and I was involved in this play to this degree, that's what I would do. So for the guys on the outside, the guys day traded and the guys flipping it out, I'm not going to tell you how to trade, but know your range and know your band. Look for the channel that's actually happening there that they're giving you. So if you're thinking 100%, 200%, 300%, kind of get that thought out of your mind. 43% was one hell of a move today. 20% and 30% are probably more likely to be the next targets. Now, everything changes based off the supply and demand equation. Very simple. If the supply and demand equation breaks down to where there's more supply out there versus demand, she's going to slide. There's no doubt about that. But the different market makers they actually had that were holding on the bid at different prices showed that they're willing to give it bid support and that it has some of the MOMO. So, the first thing I would look for is I think you can still get that piece to go up. There were some big hits. So you had the 144,000 at the 5.5. You had 110. Then as it was driving 100, then 200. Then at the 47 at 3 o'clock was the driver, 2,000 shares. Now there's a couple pieces in here. When you go back, you'll see the hit of 700,000 at the 48. You'll see the hit of 550,000 and 200,000 at the 48.49. The 53 got banged for 1.4 million. The 41, this is the one that bothers me. Okay, at 14.42, and I wasn't watching it. I'm just looking at the tape and telling you what I'm seeing. You got the stock up to 54, right? Loses a little bit of the bid support, and somebody bangs the bid and whacks it for 1.8 million on a stock that's driving. That doesn't make sense, right? That's odd. So you would normally, somebody that's day trading and playing it, they're going to put that in smaller bits. It's not something, or if somebody's trying to dump large amounts of shares, they're looking at the amount that you actually have on the bid and they're whacking it either just under or whatever it is that you have. So essentially you're seeing smaller bits raise up the ask, but there was some ask hitting in here. So I think a couple people ran to the MOMO, jumped in, and the question is going to be tomorrow is, are they going to still allow this to push, and are they going to push it? The 3 o'clock piece was, with that dive down and the way that happened, probably wasn't as, what you wanted to see. But I think you can do a lot of different things with this play, but it's going to be one of those that you watch from a fundamental standpoint. And I will be very clear with this, not a very good fundamental stock. That doesn't mean you can't make money. It's just, to me, and what the return on investment and the risk I'm willing to take, this would not be a very good stock for me. But contrary to that, on a MOMO play, based off the volume and the dollars that are coming into the play, there is the possibility and the chances to make some cash. That's what I got, guys.
Very well done. Very well done.
Thanks, man. I mean, that's not an easy one. I mean, you guys remember this play, and you can make a lot of money off of this one. There's no doubt about it. I think a lot of people already have. It runs in cycles and it does its thing. I mean, it's very very interesting play for sure. Yep.
Very interesting for sure on that end. All right, I have a caller. I'm not sure if he wants to talk to us or not, though, because he's not iconing to talk.
Yeah.
But just in case he hit the wrong button, I want to bring him on, see if there's anything to add, and if not, I'll just put him back on hold and he can continue listening to the show.
Sure.
Caller, you're on the air. Caller? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Nope. No caller?
Nope. He's there, but not there. It's a mystery.
It's always a mystery.
It's always a mystery.
This place actually had a good movement to it. I mean, it really has. When you sit there and you look at the different things that have happened with it from a dollar value, I mean, they're definitely pushing this play up. I'm looking at the promotion piece. I'm trying to look and see where that actually happened on that. It looks like the second. Is that what you're seeing on that? Who's got the chart on that?
Siffy should have the chart.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's actually been
the chart on it. The chart's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to make sure you listen in, and if you're not doing your own due diligence, and still do it after, but listen in what Coff's got to say, because if you didn't know all the stuff that you just went over, you look at this thing, you think it's time to load the boat, and this could be the next latest greatest thing. And looks like a trade to me, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys have been doing this for a long time, you can make a chart look any way you want it.
Yeah,
and that's always the way it is. But this thing is definitely getting the dollar volume. When you look back at February, it looks like it was promoted on February 13th, Monday and Tuesday. I don't. Was this the one? I'm trying to remember. There was a bunch of them where it was nothing but all weekend long. You heard nothing but, full buzz, about 1 million freaking posts on it. I don't know if this is one, so I'm not going to comment on that. But I remember there was a few plays with this. But Monday and Tuesday of February 13th, 14th area, right around Valentine's Day, is when you got that big spike on that first one there, and then of course you got more shares coming into the system in some shape or form. I mean, when you're looking at just the dollar value on each single day and you range it out, where you had the February 3rd drive down, it was driven down 36%, another 2% after that, driven down another 36% on the 13th, right? So on the 13th, she actually closed it at 0.016 and had a high of 0.032. That was that 9 million day where $200,000 came in, and that was the peak of that you have right there. And then you had the slide coming down. That's what that's what it's looking like. It might have been promoted the whole week before that. I'm not really sure, but clearly there was definitely a push, but it wasn't a lot of volume in dollars right before that. And then you get the tail off, and then people are going to average down, new entries, looks like a bottom, new low, and then you got the nice drive up that actually happened. Yesterday was a good sign and something when you're looking at these stocks to look at. When you look at the 14th, there was 17,000 traded. The price was 0.0037, volume of 4.8 million, and a low and high of 33 to 37. And what's very uncommon to sit there and look at this, here's an uncommon thing. You literally have 1,000% difference in such a short period of time, right? And I'll give you an example. It looks like 3 cents we were still in the 3 cent area on 12/15, December 15th, and within this time frame, we hit that area somewhere right around at the 20s when we banged out the lows of the 20s here, where it was driven down. There was no doubt this thing was driven down as soon as that low volume was hitting it, and then brought again. So hey, I think you never know what can happen over the course of the play. Follow the Momo, follow the money.
Okay, let's take a small commercial break here, and we'll be back with what's buzzing on Investors Hub with Stock Sumo.
PennyChatterStocks.com, where our network becomes your game. There is no need for 6 or 7 sites to track your penny stock bugs. You've got chat, forums, blogs. You can integrate your Twitter, Facebook, Google+, MailChimp emailers all on one site so that your following comes with you. All it comes down to is the network, www.pennychatterstocks.com.
And now, a quick word from thepennyvin.com. What does one penny say to the other penny? Let's get together and make some sense. Are you tired of losing your hard-earned pennies? Be sure to visit thepennyvin.com and download our iPhone app where delivery of our stock plays right into your iPhone instantly. The time to start making money is now. Please be advised that you may make use of the money and that thepennyman.com will not be held liable.
Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Cop, Stifakia, and Stock Sumo. Did everybody make it back with me?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
There we go. All righty. Let's take a look at what's buzzing on Investors Hub with Stock Sumo. Sumo, take it away.
Well, first I want to take it off the start with some big boards. First one up is Bank of America. That's ticker symbol BAC. And this thing had a nice move today. It was up 4.5%. Key thing is the volume has been explosive the past 3 days. Today's volume was very consistent with yesterday. We're talking 488 million shares traded. The low of the day was 885. It closed out the day at 924. And just 3 days ago, this was $8. So that's a nice move for the past couple days. And today, you see the stock close at the high of day. And you got the golden cross setting up. Oh, yeah. We see that 50-day moving average kissing that 200-day. You got to love that. So I really like this Bank of America. You know, think about this. Back in December, you could have gotten Bank of America for $5 or under. And just a couple months later here, we're over $9, and I don't see this thing slowing down, especially with this golden cross setting up. Next one up is U.S. Steel Group, and the ticker symbol is X. I really like the chart set up on this UX Steel Corp as well. It's starting to, see another one. 3 days in a row it's up. Came from under $27. Today it hit a high of $30.19, and it closed at $29.65, up 2%. But the chart just it's been explosive the past couple days, and the MACD recently crossed. The RSI is only at 60, so it's just starting to sneak up into the power zone. Got a lot of room to run there. So I'm really contemplating playing some options on a couple of these stocks that I'm talking about. SIFI has just been killing it with the options, and these two look like they could be some really good option plays coming up. So you never know, we might be talking about it in the morning show. So we're going to move right back over to the pink sheets, and first one up is ticker symbol CYNX, Charlie Yankee Nancy X-Ray. That's Cell Links Group Inc., and this is an OTCQB. We caught this one on the morning show on a pre-market volume scanner. It was trading pre-market volume, and as a result, look, it traded up 42.86% on the day, closed at 003. Very nice move there. And the news for today, last news wasn't since no news on that one. I'm sorry about that. Next one up is DKSC, which is Caveat Emptor. DKSC had closed at 0.08, up 60%, and it traded 110 million shares there. And it has been bouncing off of 0003, as low as 0003 yesterday, so as high as 001 today, so a pretty big drastic move. And today was the highest volume we've seen in a while, and this thing came from 0001 back in February, so big move, DKSC, and unfortunately it's got a caveat emptor, so just beware there. And the next one up, we got NEOM. You gotta love Neo Media Technologies, huge volume, 180 million shares traded. It closed at 0213, up 55%. This is another one we've been talking about for a while. We caught it recently, probably like about a week or two ago, and it's been trading. So it was trading some big volume then. It traded like 50 or 100 million shares, and it was around a penny, and it trended up to like 014 range, 015. It came settling back, found a base around a penny, and then we've seen this big bounce the past 2 days, up significantly on huge volume. So really like the trending on NEOM. And the next one that I want to talk about is All American Pet Company, Inc., one that we had a great stock spotlight on. If you haven't checked out the stock spotlights lately, you got to go to the StockTradersTalk.com website or go to the Investors Hub page. Go to Stock Traders Talk Radio Investors Hub page, and you can check out all the recent stock spotlights that we've had. And this is just a prime example of a great stock spotlight, and it's been trading great lately. Today was up 12.33%. Daily range was 0075 to 0091, and it traded 3.6 million shares. And the last one on my list is Tower Stream Corp. That's ticker symbol TWER. And it closed up the day 42% at $3.70, and it traded a whopping 5.1 million shares. And the average volume is only 336,000 shares. So nice volume there. The daily range was 291 to 378. So it closed just slightly under the high of day at 370.
All right. Very well done, Stock Sumo. I'm going to throw it over to Sifakia right now to close out the show with his big board. Sifakia.
All right, good stuff, Sumo. I definitely like BAC and U.S. Steel. Beast. I never called U.S. Steel, but I remember us talking about BAC down in those 5s, low 6s, saying, what a buy. Congratulations, traders. Tomorrow, guys, triple witching hour, a.k.a. quadruple. Some people call it the quadruple witching, triple witching, but whatever you want to call it, you are looking at a serious increase in the trading volume of your options, futures, and all the underlying stocks, all right, and the volatility. And basically, you've got your stock market index futures, your stock market index options, and stock options all expiring. This only happens on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. So going to be good stuff, guys. Keep your eyes on that. We also have got our consumer price index kicking us off right out the gate, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You got your industrial production, another market mover, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. What a day today, guys. The first time in history, all right, first time in history, you got the S&P above 1,400, the NASDAQ above 3,000, and the Dow above 13,000, all right? So, hello, 7th winning consecutive day, led by financials. Talked about BAC. We had the stress test. They pretty much all passed except a few. You saw Citibank trade down. We talked about that. We talked about it this morning. Looked like it was starting to get some love. It bounced back 3%. BAC, like you said, rocking. AMD, it had a great day. Got a lot of things going on there. You saw gold and silver try to find some footing today, so that was good. Apple, you guys, we saw it hit that 600 level. Kaboom, what a beast. we were talking about that earlier this week on Monday, saying we were looking for it to hit 600. I thought it was going to take till at least Friday. Oh, well, Thursday, that worked. You saw it pull back, though, a little bit after you had the Deutsche Bank removed it from its conviction buy list. Oh, big deal. Give me a break. Buying opportunity coming up in Apple, guys. I'm looking for it. Don't want to buy it here, though. I want more of a discount. That's just me. J.P. Morgan Chase rocking again right with those banks. The CEO, Jamie Dimon, came out and he issued a memo basically telling the bank workers to focus on their own standards and to avoid trying to capitalize on another firm's trouble. What a nice guy. So keep your eyes on that. We also have got that consumer sentiment at 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time. That always helps. If we get those good consumer price index and a good industrial production, we're off to the races. You keep seeing, you saw the jobless claims come in today. The producer price index was good. I mean, all of the data is coming in. It's just hard to, I know it's hard to put money to work. And that's why you see this low volume trading days, but we keep grinding higher for whatever reason, guys. They're chasing the performance because being short hasn't paid. There's a lot of funds out there that are just now back to even, and now they're thinking about putting more in, but they're on the sidelines, the low volume. So if they decide to come in, guys, I think there's another leg higher. You know my target, 1420, but that's just me. This is one I want you to check out, guys. Here's a little dividend play. The ex-dividend day is coming up on the 19th. Yeah, let's see, where did it go? Dang it. Man. Okay, 1 second, guys. My bad. Too much stuff coming on up here. But this is just an idea, obviously, and it's on the 19th. If I could get this together, that's bad. Unbelievable, guys. My apologies. It is TICC. This is Tick Capital, and basically what's going on here is they have got a PE of 23.41%, so they're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but they got a dividend of 9.49%, and that is coming out, like I said, the ex-dividend date is on the 19th, so check that one out. As for the chart, it's had one hell of a run. You see all those moving averages cross through, though, on a 1 year daily. You get your 20, your 50, your 100, all crossing through that 200. They just had their earnings, and it looked like it was pretty positive. But, if nothing else, just keep your eyes on this one, guys. It just came across my screen. Looks like we got a couple minutes left here. I don't really got much more to say except I'm loving Apple. Watch that consumer price index, that industrial production, the VIX, VIX. It's at 1542, guys. Check your long-term chart, and next time you ask yourself, why didn't I buy that VIX at that level? All right? That's about it.
Why didn't I buy that VIX at that level?
Yeah, so look at the chart, man.
Interesting. All right. Don't forget to check out Stock Traders Talk Radio Morning Show, hosted by Stock Sumo with Sifakia and Big Hoss. Special guest tomorrow, me, STT. I don't do much on the morning show except kind of get it started, really, which is good. I got a lot of things to do early in the morning. Plus, my back is killing me. All right, don't forget, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have yet another exclusive CEO interview for you. We also have one lined up for Tuesday night. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. From all of us here at Stock Traders Talk Radio, to all of you out there in Stock Traders Talk Radio land, we're wishing you the best on all your trades, and may your portfolio always be green. This is Stock Traders Talk Radio, and we are out. Aloha. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate. and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.